From the moment Justified debuted in 2010 to its conclusion in 2015, it reinvigorated interest in the Western genre on the small screen. Timothy Olyphant's pitch-perfect portrayal of Raylan Givens made the show a standout, combining sharp writing and tense action. A decade later, it's still considered by many to be the best modern Western series ever made. As a neo-Western, Justified fuses traditional Western tropes with the grit and pacing of contemporary crime dramas. While the entire series thrives on the push and pull between lawman Raylan Givens, Timothy Olyphant, and outlaw Boyd Crowder, Walton Goggins, certain episodes lean more heavily into shootouts, standoffs, and dusty moral showdowns than others. Several Justified episodes stand out for capturing everything that makes the show such an appealing Western. For those who love the genre but haven't experienced Justified, these episodes showcase exactly why it's hailed as one of TV's greatest Westerns, despite never once venturing into the actual Old West. 10. Fixer, Season 1, Episode 3. A tense game of double crosses leads to a classic Western-style standoff. Raylan aiming his gun in the Justified episode Fixer. Fixer wastes no time putting Raylan in a situation straight out of a classic Western, only this time, the dusty Main Street is replaced by Kentucky backroads. Raylan's hunt for Arnold Pinter, David Eigenber, becomes a tense cat-and-mouse game with a small-time hustler, complete with quick-draw tension that builds toward an inevitable face-off. What makes this episode so effective for Western fans is how it balances modern-day law enforcement with the genre's old-fashioned sense of justice. Raylan doesn't just rely on procedure, he relies on his wits and his trigger finger, echoing the lone gunslingers of cinematic history. By the time the bullets start flying, Fixer has delivered a compact but thrilling slice of Justified at its most Western, a kidnapping and ransom, high stakes, moral ambiguity, and a hero who stands his ground, no matter the odds. 9. Ghosts, Season 4, Episode 13. Winona's home becomes the setting for a modern Western showdown. Boyd and Ava inspecting a body in the Justified episode Ghosts. Justified Season 4's finale, Ghosts, the spirit of the Western is alive in every frame. When Winona, who is pregnant with Raylan's child, is targeted, the action culminates in an intense close-quarters shootout that's as personal as it is dangerous. What sets this episode apart for genre fans is its marriage of classic Western themes, defending one's home, protecting loved ones, with the immediacy of modern criminal threats. The intimate setting heightens the tension, making every pull of the trigger count. It's not just about the bullets, though. Raylan's stoic resolve, underlined by Timothy Olyphant's calm delivery, evokes the archetypal gunslinger protecting what's his. The result is an episode that proves Western spirit can thrive even in the most contemporary settings. 8. The Gunfighter, Season 3, Episode 1. A quick-draw duel opens a season with pure Western flair. Raylan arguing with Boyd in the Justified episode The Gunfighter. The Gunfighter opens Justified Season 3 with an unforgettable standoff, Raylan versus a hired gun in a duel that wouldn't feel out of place in a classic Western movie like High Noon. The slow build, the quiet tension, and the lightning-fast draw cement Raylan as a modern-day legend. The duel sets the tone for a season that embraces Western storytelling while expanding into criminal intrigue. The arrival of new antagonist Robert Quarles, Neil McDonough, adds a different kind of villainy, but the episode never loses sight of the genre's roots. For Western fans, this Justified episode is a masterclass in using silence, posture, and eye contact to build suspense before a single shot is fired. It's proof that the gunslinger archetype can still send chills down spines, especially when Timothy Olyphant is the one wearing the badge. 7. Long in the Tooth, Season 1, Episode 4. A fugitive dentist's flight turns into a tragic Western chase. Raylan taking cover in the Justified episode Long in the Tooth. Justified Season 1's Long in the Tooth takes a premise that could be comedic, a fugitive former dentist on the run, and grounds it in pure Western tragedy. Raylan's pursuit across the border recalls classic tales of lawmen tracking desperate men to the bitter end. The episode thrives on the chase. Every stop along the way adds tension, with Raylan closing in as the fugitive's hope slips away. The dusty desert finale feels ripped from a mid-century Western, complete with the inevitability of justice catching up. For fans of Westerns, the moral complexity is what seals Long in the Tooth as one of the best Justified episodes. Raylan isn't hunting a mustache-twirling villain, but a flawed man making desperate choices. It's the kind of story that has defined Westerns for generations. 6. A Live Day, Season 6, Episode 6. Old grudges erupt into a deadly modern Western shootout. Raylan Boyd and Ava in the Justified episode A Live Day. A Live Day sees old feuds reignite with the kind of ruthless finality that Westerns thrive on. The episode builds slowly, layering tension between Boyd and Avery Markham, Sam Elliott, before exploding into a shootout that leaves no doubt about the stakes. There's a timeless quality to the way the violence unfolds. Characters circle each other verbally before letting their guns speak. The Kentucky forests stand in for open plains, but the effect is the same: isolation, danger, and the sense that law is a fragile concept here. One of the best episodes from Season 6, A Live Day, is justified, fully leaning into its neo-Western identity, showing that no matter the century, there's always room for a good old-fashioned reckoning. 5. The Moonshine War, Season 2, Episode 1. A land dispute sparks a battle worthy of frontier legends. Raylan the Justified episode The Moonshine Wars. In The Moonshine War, a fight over land and legacy could just as easily be about cattle or water rights in a 19th century Western. Instead, it's about territory and cannabis dealing, and it brings Raylan into conflict with the ruthless Bennett clan. The episode's core, family pride, territory, and the willingness to kill for both, is pure Western storytelling. The Bennett's intimidation tactics and Raylan's refusal to back down echo the standoffs between lawmen and outlaw families of classic cinema. It's an atmospheric season opener that perfectly shows how Justified translates frontier conflicts into a modern criminal underworld, without losing a shred of Western grit. 4. Reckoning, Season 2, Episode 12. Raylan's pursuit of justice turns into a high-stakes manhunt. Raylan the Justified episode Reckoning. Justified Season 2's Reckoning follows Raylan's desperate hunt for the man who murdered his aunt, resulting in one of the most intense manhunts in the series. Every step brings him closer to the truth, and every confrontation crackles with the threat of violence. The episode embodies the Western ideal of personal justice. Lawman or not, Raylan is chasing vengeance as much as duty. The fields, forests, and small-town hideouts feel like modern stand-ins for the wide-open frontier. By the end, Reckoning has given viewers a tense, emotional ride that proves Justified could do character-driven Western drama just as well as it could stage a shootout.